And where were you born?
I was born in 1969 in Chestnut Hill, Pennsylvania.
Tell me about your parents or your family background.
So I had a younger brother who was like very close in my age, and then I had a sister who was 6 years younger. She was kind of like the baby of the family. And my mom and dad and brother and sister and I were very close.
Where was your family originally from?
I don't know what you mean, really, but like my family is Irish in descent, but we were from like the Philadelphia area.
Describe the community you grew up in.
So I grew up in Germantown, which was actually I grew up in Mount Airy, which is a really racially diverse and ethnically and socioeconomically diverse area that I loved. We had a street where we knew everybody. We rode our bikes up and down the street, and it was a really cool area near Philadelphia.
What was school like for you?
When?
High school.
High school?
Yeah.
Oh, high school, my high school, when I went to high school, I went to a private girls' school that was like a really richy school, and I didn't really like it my first year. Then I moved back to my big public high school, which was much more diverse and larger, and I liked it. I had challenging courses, but there was a lot of like stuff around who was popular and who wasn't, and that was kind of hard.
What did you do in your spare time?
So when I was like before high school, I was a swimmer. I loved swimming. I was on the swim team, and always I played softball. I was on the softball team, and mostly I loved to read. I was a really big reader.
What were your favorite subjects or particular interests?
When?
In high school.
In high school? So I took an AP biology course where we dissected a lot of animals and stuff, and I loved that. I loved science, and I loved English. I loved to read. Reading was my favorite thing, so I loved English.
Did you have jobs during your teenage years?
Yes, I had a job at like a senior's home where I kind of worked as a dietitian's aide, where I would like basically kind of make everybody's food into milkshakes. And I worked at a clothing store and I worked at a video store, but I always worked.
Did boys and girls in your family have different plans or expectations?
Not really. No, I mean, I had a brother and I had a sister, and my mom and dad always expected good things of all of us. I wouldn't say that there were a lot of different gender kind of norms or expectations.
What were your plans when you finished school?
High school? To go to college. I went to college right out of high school, and then I went to grad school right out of college. I was very fortunate to have a supportive family.
And you got your PhD.
Yeah.
What was your least favorite subjects?
Math. I wasn't very good at it. I mean, I was fine, but I found it challenging, and I like challenges, but it was hard.
Did you have any chores around the house?
Yeah. I mean, it was expected that I would contribute, but it wasn't super structured. Like, I would help my mom and dad clean up. I might help rake the lawn. I was expected to keep my room clean. Once a week, I would make dinner.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
A psychologist.
Now you are one.
Now I am one.
What were your friends like at school?
What stage of school?
Any stage, whatever you want.
Well, so my best friend was Nancy, and she was a friend from like elementary school all through high school. My friends were nice and athletic and smart and fun.
Describe your neighborhood.
Which one? So I moved when I was young.
Yeah.
So I lived in Mount Airy till I was about 6. And when I was 6, we moved to a much more suburban area and kind of a big house in the suburb. And that was much different. Our neighbor, so in Mount Airy, I knew everyone, and we were always outside. And when we moved to the suburbs, we had a huge yard, and we were always outside, but we weren't as connected to our neighbors.
What activities did the family do together?
We went to museums. We went to the shore. Yeah, we had a house at the shore. We loved to go there. Many weekends we would go to the shore to go to the ocean and just spend time together. Ride bikes, have picnics.
Who were your friends in college?
In college? You know what? In college, I was very focused on academics. So I met Daddy in college and we got married. But I had some good friends in college, but I was much more focused on my work than I was on my friends.
What has provided you the greatest satisfaction in life?
My work and my children.
How would you say the world has changed you since you were young?
Has changed me or has changed?
Changed you.
Geez, well, that's a hard question. I've changed a great deal. Like I've learned a lot, and I think that I have become more willing to take risks and let people know who I am as opposed to being very guarded.
What activities did you and your friends do together
When?
in college?
In college? Study together. Hang out together, take walks, go to dances.
Who was your favorite friend in middle school?
In middle school, Jiminy. So probably my friend Nancy. I mean, I had a bunch of close friends, Nancy and Debbie and Tracy and some other folks. Jeanette was one of my good friends in high school, but Nancy was like my best friend from elementary all the way through high school.
What was one of the favorite stories that your dad told or your mom?
About me or about them? Or
About anything. Just one of your favorite
geez,
stories.
Granddad, right? My dad always had stories. He would tell stories about songs, and he would tell. My dad is one of 9 siblings. He would tell stories about his family. His dad was a lawyer, and he would always say, "Are you up, Bill? Are you up, Bill?" in the morning to get him up in the morning. They lived in this house big enough for so many people, and they loved one another, and they were kind of crazy.
What was hard for you in high school?
I think high school is hard to kind of be a girl and be the person you want to be and focus, be smart and just be whoever you want to be without feeling social pressure to be something else.
Were your parents proud of you after you graduated college?
They were very proud of me, yeah. They were so proud. I'm the oldest, so I was the first child to graduate from college. And I think they had some worries that I might not. They were very proud of me.
Were they excited to hear that you were going to become a psychologist?
Oh my goodness, they were thrilled. Yeah.